Hi everybody, Coach Allison, and I have your cool down for March and April. We're gonna go by month now instead of just in 8 weeks because I got really messed up on trying to do 8 weeks at a time last year. So we'll do months, so we got March and April's cool down. Hope you enjoyed the foam rolling cool down we did for January and February. I know that was new and different for many of you, and we taught you every possible place you could roll on your body, so I hope you learned a lot. Maybe you didn't love it. Hopefully you enjoyed it. We are back to static stretching, however. Static stretching basically means just stretches that are still, holding still, as opposed to stretches that involve some movement. So static stretching, 6 different exercises, stretches to end our workouts for the next 2 months. Okay, UT stretch. That is an upper trapezius. Your trapezius, your traps are kind of the muscles that, for lack of a better, it basically kind of connects it's between your neck and your shoulders. So this muscle here. So this one also seems like it's kind of a neck stretch. So you could just call it a neck stretch, but upper trapezius stretch, UT. And I'm just gonna gently pull my head to the side. Feels really good. I'm really stretching the neck and into that upper trapezius right here. You're not yanking or pulling, really. You're just, the weight of your arm and hand is all you're doing. You're just kind of holding it in place there. And then kind of shake that out before you switch sides. Again, you are not pulling, just letting gravity kind of do its thing. So that is going to be 30-second hold on each side. Really important with this. Try really hard to go straight to the side. Okay, that's what's helpful with pulling, kind of pulling with the arm here, as opposed to kind of bringing forward. You see a lot of people kind of going forward. I mean, yeah, that stretches the back of your neck a little bit, but we're trying to get the trap here. To do that, you really want to go straight to the side. Be conscious of that. Maybe from the side you can see, like, here's me kind of going forward with my head. Here's me going straight to the side. I don't know if you could see anything from the side there. Next one, double arm, overhead tricep stretch. Triceps are the back of the arms. So we're going to first bring those arms up, and then bend them back behind you, and really just kind of the elbows can kind of flare out, maybe squeeze them in a little, and we really just hold this. Okay, not too bad, not too hard. You'll get some shoulder, you get a lot of other things in there too, but it's technically a tricep stretch. That you're gonna hold for 30 seconds. Now we are on the floor for the next few. Butterfly stretch, oldie but a goodie as well. Sit, bottoms of the feet together. Ow. Scoot your feet in, your heels in as much as it's comfortable. Don't force them in, like don't keep scooting them in more and more if it's going past that comfortable point. But we want it to be a little uncomfortable, so you gotta find your happy medium there. Anyways, lean forward just enough to feel an added stretch in those inner thighs, and we hold it. One thing I really want to point out with this stretch is even though we're leaning forward, we don't want to, this isn't right. Rounding your back to get your head lower does absolutely nothing more for the targeted area here. We're trying to target like the hips. So this is as far as my hips want to go. So this is where I could stop. Now if I round my back more and drop my head, there's been no more movement in the hip. All you're doing is sacrificing your posture. So keep your posture tall. Come forward just until it's far enough for you, and that's where you hold it. Now, if you're unable to get to the floor, you can come up to a chair. And this one's kind of different. Sit really close to the other edge of the chair, and we cross one leg in front, and kind of push that knee down, and then lean forward. Kind of different, right? And then, so that would be 15 seconds on each side, okay? Because we're doing 30 seconds for the full butterfly. So a little variety there if you're unable to get to the floor. Next stretch, laying hip stretch. So if you were on the floor for the butterfly, you could just stay there. This is a pretty common stretch as well. I'm gonna put one leg over the other like this. Feels good already. And then I'm gonna grab behind the knee of the leg that's down on the floor. So I'm gonna grab behind that knee, pull in as far as you can, and hold it. My head's not in the frame, but that's good. And I'll show you from this side just to be sure. Grab behind that knee, pull in. Should be feeling a really good stretch through the hamstring, glute, and hip. That one is kind of tight. Again, if you're unable to get to the floor, grab an incline, so a box or a chair or a bench. Sit up really tall towards the edge of the chair. Bring one leg up, resting on the other knee. And you lean forward. Woo! Same reminder as with that butterfly stretch. Only go as far forward as you can until you feel like you would need to start rounding your back and dropping your head. So don't sacrifice your posture just to lean farther forward. Don't use a wheelie chair if you're at home, by the way. It's the only chair I have. Not good. All right, next one. Double knee hug. So we're still on the floor if you were on the floor for the other one. These all transition really nice too. Like you just finished that hip stretch, now we're gonna go to a double knee. So double knee hug is exactly what it sounds like. Bring both knees in. You can wrap around the top of the shins if you have the flexibility to do so. You can bring your arms behind the knee. Whatever. All you're trying to do is hug the knees into the chest. Now, you don't want to strain your neck, but if you want to come up into a ball, that kind of gives you a little more of a spine stretch. But then, of course, it is a little straining on the neck. So do whichever version is more comfortable. If you are unable to get to the floor, we have the chair for a single leg knee hug. A little different. Now we want you to lean back now. Oh, this is just not a good chair for this. So I'm gonna pull one knee in. Again, you can go outside of the leg or under between whatever in the knee pit. But now we actually do want you to lean back. So 15 seconds one side, 15 seconds other side. We really don't want you to do a double on this. Now, if you're at the gyms, I'm guessing you don't have something with the back on it. So you can tilt back a little, but you just won't have anything to lean back on. So another reason we don't want you to do both, because then if you have no back here, guess where you're going? So one knee, 15 seconds, other knee, 15 seconds, if you're doing the chair version. Last stretch. Child's pose, such a good one. On your knees. I like to open the knees a little bit to leave a little space here in the middle. Sink your body between those knees. Reach your arms out as far as you can. Woo. You can rest your head on the floor. You're going for a stretch, so kind of crawl those fingertips as far forward as you can. Oh, this is a full body stretch. This should feel really, really good. You want to try to avoid like having the butt up like this. So try to sink your butt back to your heels. And again, what helps me to do that, to get a better flexibility range of motion for this, is putting a little space between my knees as opposed to this. Now I feel restricted. Like I feel like my knees are pressing into my gut. But if I open the knees a little bit, then I can sink down. And of course, if you're unable to get to the floor, grab maybe one of the taller boxes. You can even do this on a wall, but if you have something too low, like this, like my chair here, it's not really, you can do it, but it's not super comfortable. So like the back of a chair is a great thing. So the gyms have those higher, taller boxes. You can even go to the racks at the gym, like the middle height, that's kind of like right here. Just find something this height, I don't know. Anyways, but basically you're just holding on to whatever you're using and just falling forward and down. Keep a slight bend in those knees. We never want to lock out the knees. Anything that helps us create a huge stretch from like everything back here. Okay, a lot of options. Hope you enjoyed this cool down, because again, we're doing this for March and April. Oh goodness. So I will see you back in a couple months with a new cool down.